Welcome to Global Hub Updates. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Tonight we stand on the brink of a new reality in the Indo-Pacific. The air is thick with anticipation as the world's attention turns to a region that has become the epicenter of a rapidly shifting global order. Under the cover of darkness, the arrival of American military hardware signals not just a logistical operation, but a profound transformation in the balance of power. U.S. missiles land in Philippines, one headline reads, capturing the gravity of the moment. The sight of missile-laden trucks rolling across the tarmac is more than a show of force. It's a declaration that the status quo is over. Another declares, Manila arms northern islands, eyes on China. The message is unmistakable. The Philippines is no longer content to watch from the sidelines as tensions escalate in its own neighborhood. For the first time since the Cold War, American missile launchers are stationed in the Philippines, positioned within striking distance of both Taiwan and the contested waters of the South China Sea. This echoes a bygone era, yet the stakes today are even higher, with new technologies and new rivalries at play. This is a story about power, geography, and high-stakes deterrence. The islands and waters of the Pacific have become chess pieces in a game where every move is scrutinized, and every decision could tip the scales toward peace or conflict. The deployment sends a direct message. The U.S. and the Philippines are drawing a line in the sea. Their partnership is not just symbolic. It's a tangible commitment to defending shared interests and upholding international norms in a region where those norms are increasingly under threat. The world watches, waiting to see China's response to this formidable challenge. News crews from across the globe have descended on Philippine bases, broadcasting live updates as the situation unfolds. Every statement, every maneuver, is analyzed for signs of escalation or restraint. For years, tensions have simmered, threatening to boil over. The South China Sea has witnessed countless standoffs, close encounters, and diplomatic protests, each one a reminder of how fragile peace can be in these waters. China's aggressive actions and relentless naval buildup have pushed its neighbors to a critical juncture. The display of military might is not just for show, it's a signal to the world that China intends to defend its claims, no matter the cost. In response, the Philippines has pivoted, transforming its northern islands into fortified bastions. Radar domes, missile batteries, and bunkers now dot the landscape, turning once quiet outposts into the front lines of a new strategic contest. These missile deployments symbolize a nation no longer a bystander in its own backyard. Filipino soldiers stand ready, their resolve strengthened by the knowledge that they are not alone in this fight. This is about a fundamental change in the balance of power. The Pacific is no longer dominated by a single force. Instead, it has become a contested space where alliances are tested and new realities are forged. It's about a smaller nation, standing up to a giant, backed by an old ally. The partnership between the U.S. and the Philippines is being renewed and redefined, with joint exercises and shared intelligence underscoring a commitment to mutual defense. The question now looms large. Can this strategy of deterrence keep the peace, or is it pushing the region closer to conflict? As warships patrol contested waters and commanders monitor every development, the world holds its breath, hoping that this new front line will serve as a barrier to war, not a prelude to it. To truly understand the recent surge in missile deployments and military posturing in this region, we need to look beyond the headlines and examine the underlying tensions that have been simmering for decades. The geography here is not just about land and water, it's about fear, ambition, and the struggle for control over some of the world's most strategic sea lanes. Two major flashpoints dominate the region: the South China Sea, a vast expanse dotted with islands and reefs, and the narrow, volatile Taiwan Strait, which separates Taiwan from mainland China. China asserts sweeping claims over nearly the entire South China Sea, drawing a so-called 9-dash line that cuts deep into waters also claimed by its neighbors. These claims have been rejected by international courts, but Beijing continues to ignore these rulings. Over the past decade, China has transformed reefs and rocks into militarized artificial islands, bristling with radar systems, airstrips, and missile batteries. This expansion has brought it into direct confrontation with the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia, all of whom have their own territorial claims. Chinese vessels routinely harass Filipino fishermen and disrupt supply missions to outposts, sometimes using water cannons or aggressive maneuvers. These actions put lives at risk and escalate tensions on the water. This ongoing intimidation campaign increases the risk of miscalculation, where a single incident could spiral into a larger conflict involving multiple countries. Meanwhile, the Taiwan Strait remains one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. The waters here are constantly patrolled, and both sides are on high alert. Beijing considers Taiwan a breakaway province and has dramatically escalated its military pressure, conducting large-scale drills and parades to showcase its growing power. Chinese warplanes and naval vessels now regularly cross the median line of the strait, testing Taiwan's defenses and sending a clear message of intimidation. The stakes are enormous. A Chinese takeover of Taiwan would not only threaten the island's democracy, but also shatter the security architecture of the Indo-Pacific and undermine U.S. credibility as a regional power. The Luzon Strait, a narrow passage between the Philippines and Taiwan, is now emerging as a critical front line. Whoever controls this choke point could dominate vital shipping routes and military movements, making it a focal point in the contest for regional supremacy. Facing mounting threats in the region, the Philippines is embarking on an ambitious journey to modernize its military forces. This transformation is not just about acquiring new weapons or equipment, it's about fundamentally reshaping the country's approach to national defense in response to evolving security challenges, especially in the maritime domain. For decades, the Philippine military was primarily focused on internal security, dealing with insurgencies and domestic threats. But today the focus is shifting outward, with a renewed emphasis on protecting the nation's vast maritime borders and asserting sovereignty over its territorial waters. At the heart of this transformation is the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept. This strategic framework aims to build a credible deterrent against external aggression, ensuring that the Philippines can defend its interests across its more than 7,000 islands and extensive exclusive economic zone. The Philippine Navy is rapidly acquiring modern warships, including advanced frigates and offshore patrol vessels. These new assets are significantly enhancing the country's ability to patrol its waters, respond to incursions, and participate in regional security operations. Meanwhile, the Philippine Air Force is undergoing a major upgrade, bringing in new fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and force multipliers. These platforms provide critical air support, intelligence gathering, and rapid response capabilities, strengthening the nation's overall defense posture. The Army and Marines are also adapting, shifting their focus from jungle warfare to coastal defense. They are training for amphibious operations, setting up coastal artillery, and preparing to defend key islands and shorelines from potential threats. A critical part of this new strategy is enhancing maritime domain awareness. By improving the ability to monitor and track activities in Philippine waters, the military can respond more effectively to any emerging threats. To achieve this, the Philippines is investing heavily in coastal radar systems, surveillance drones, and advanced sensors. These technologies provide real-time data and early warning, allowing for faster and more informed decision-making in the face of potential incursions. But modernization is not just about hardware, it's also about a shift in mindset and doctrine. The armed forces are updating their strategies, embracing new concepts of joint and integrated operations, and fostering a culture of innovation and adaptability. To further strengthen its defense capabilities, the Philippines is deepening cooperation with allies and partners. Through joint military exercises, training exchanges, and multinational drills, the armed forces are building interoperability and learning from the best practices of other nations, ensuring they are ready to face the challenges of a rapidly changing security environment. The Philippine military's rapid modernization is bolstered by U.S. support. The U.S. Philippines alliance, rooted in the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, is revitalized. The treaty ensures mutual defense, now explicitly covering the South China Sea. The U.S. provides funding, training, and technical assistance for modernization. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement allows U.S. facilities at Philippine bases. These sites enable quick U.S. response to regional crises. The alliance is about shared values and a vision for a free Indo-Pacific. Together, they signal to Beijing that coercion will not go unchallenged. The centerpiece of this deterrent posture is advanced U.S. missile systems in the Philippines. The U.S. Army's Typhoon system, with Tomahawk and SM-6 missiles, is a game-changer. Tomahawks can strike deep into China, complicating invasion plans. SM-6 missiles create an anti-ship barrier in the Luzon Strait. The U.S. Marine Corps' NMESIS adds a mobile, stealthy threat to enemy ships. Together, Typhoon and NMESIS form a multi-layered defense. This deployment alters the military calculus in the region. It forces Beijing to account for a new threat axis. The presence of these systems is a formidable deterrent. They create a web of missile threats that any adversary must penetrate. The Philippines is diversifying defense partnerships, acquiring systems from India and Israel. The BrahMos supersonic cruise missile from India is a significant acquisition. It creates no-go zones for enemy warships along the Philippine coastline. From Israel, the Spider air defense system protects against aerial threats. The integration of these systems is key. Spider defends American and Indian missile batteries from air attacks. BrahMos and Typhoon provide long-range offensive capabilities. This layered defense network is a savvy approach by the Philippines. It enhances the effectiveness of each system. The Philippines is piecing together a formidable defensive puzzle. Geography is destiny in the northern Philippines. The focus is on the northernmost islands, forming the Luzon Strait's southern boundary. This strait is a vital trade artery and strategic choke point. Controlling it is crucial for both Chinese and American military planners. By placing missiles in Batanes and northern Luzon, the Philippines creates a missile engagement zone. This strategy is anti-access and area denial. It complicates Chinese naval operations and buys time for Taiwan and allies. The northern Philippines is now the fulcrum of regional security. The question is, will this missile web deter China? Deterrence is about convincing adversaries that the costs outweigh the benefits. The U.S. and the Philippines aim to raise the cost of military action. These systems change the risk calculation for China's military planners. Potent firepower is now within range of key Chinese assets. However, there are risks of escalation. Beijing might see these deployments as offensive threats. The strategy's success depends on its credibility. The renewed alliance and joint exercises reinforce this. It's a high-stakes gamble for peace in the Pacific. For the Philippines, this is more than a military strategy. It's a shift in national identity and global standing. The country is empowered to defend its sovereignty with confidence. This strength is about preventing conflict, not seeking it. The missile systems provide a porcupine defense. The Philippines can deter larger predators by making attacks costly. This focus on defense has galvanized national pride and unity. The armed forces are now seen as guardians of sovereignty. Public support for military modernization is high. The Philippines is reclaiming its destiny. It sends a clear message: it will not be intimidated. The path is challenging, but the Philippines is shaping its future.